Hey everybody, it's Friday and it is 39 degrees and I'll prove it right there. 39 degrees. So it's freaking cold and it's like misting. So I guess when I get to work I'll find out if I'm staying all day or not, because it's actually supposed to keep dropping, they say, probably even below freezing by this afternoon. And about an hour and a half away, I know it's sleeting and icing over right now, so I'm not sure if it's going to head this way or not. For those that are wondering if this normally happens in Texas, no. It has happened the last time we had anything remotely like this, like a big storm come through, was 93, and it was huge, and that was actually on Thanksgiving. And there's an actual infamous Dallas Cowboys game on that day because one of their players was going in to score, and it was a lineman, and he had the ball in his hand, but he had his arm outstretched, and somebody came up from behind and knocked the ball out of his hand before he could get in the end zone. But I remember that night because I ended up driving back with my dad after the game, and we were at my grandmother's out in West Texas. And of course I was living in Dallas Fort Worth then, and we drove back, and it took us forever. I think we got home at like midnight or a little after, because my dad had to go to work the next morning. So I rode back with him instead of waiting and riding back with my mom. And I ended up going to a friend of mine's house that night and hanging out and spending the night. So it was a lot of fun driving back. As you can imagine, like, it was really like iced over. And what we should have done is when they started first reporting it in Dallas, we should have got the hell out, because it was actually hadn't gotten to where we were at yet. It had gotten North Texas and hadn't gotten all of West Texas yet. So when we were leaving my grandmother's, it had just started sleeting, and I knew it was going to be bad. And my dad had a Chevy S10 pickup, rear wheel driven. If you know anything about driving on snow and ice, a really light, small, like 2-person truck with rear wheel drive and nothing in the bed. That doesn't equate to much. Those things don't weigh that much. So it was an interesting adventure that day, that's for sure. And I thought about it not just because of the cold weather, but I had a dream about my friends last night. I had a weird dream where I dreamt I was at somebody's wedding, and I got really hammered ass drunk and was walking around the wedding site, which was like out in the country. I was walking around holding a shovel and a hammer, which seems kind of weird in itself, like I was up to something bad. And then I can remember waking up in the dream and being in a car, and they're like, hey, we're nearly to Galveston. And it was some of my friends from Dallas area, and I guess we were going to Galveston to stay in a beach house. And they were like, dude, you've been sleeping ever since you got in the car. And I was like, did we go to somebody's wedding? And they were like, no. And so I told them about my weird dream, and they were like, that's so weird. So basically had a dream within a dream, which I don't ever remember that happening in the past. So anyway, but it was good. It was a good dream, and it made me happy because one of the friends that was in it is no longer with us. They passed away a few years ago. So it was pretty cool to be able to, I don't know, even in my dreams, see them and interact with them. So, and I don't normally remember my dreams, and I got up a couple of hours ago, and normally you forget most of your dream, but this one's sticking with me today. But I wanted to definitely talk about it on the vlog this morning. That way it's out there for pretty much ever. So anyway, I'm just headed to work, and I'm nearly there, and I'm gonna freeze my ass off getting into the building. And I'm wearing like this hippie shirt thing. You guys can't see it because I'm all zipped up, but it's like a red hoodie shirt that's thermal, and I absolutely love it. And we bought it the other night. So that's what I'm wearing today. Even though we normally wear collared shirts, it's Friday and it's cold, and I just decided to wear this because I really been wanting to wear it all week, but I've been waiting till it was cold. Boy, was I not prepared for wintertime. Holy crap, it's cold. It's the same temperature it was this morning when I filmed. It's 37. So I came home, my wife had a headache, so she's laying down, so I told her I'd go get us a pizza. This would be something fast and easy to eat. So I'm gonna go do that and try not to freeze my ass off. So you guys finally get to see my shirt. It's kind of like a hippie shirt. Like, I've seen hippies and stuff wear these before, like old school, where it's got the hoodie on them. And I guess I've seen some other like hipster guys wear them. I don't care. It's comfortable as hell. It's a thermal with a hoodie. So I'm perfectly okay wearing it. No problems. And it was warm today, wearing it at work, and I didn't even put a coat on to go out, even though it's 37, because I'm just in and out of the house. So I'm gonna go Pizza Hut and then come back. So I didn't feel like putting a coat on and having to wrestle with a coat in the car and all that. And this thing's so freaking comfortable. I'm thinking about sleeping in it if it wasn't for the hood. Afraid that thing would get wrapped around my neck or something, or just bug me. But it's pretty freaking warm. So gonna let one more dog sleep with us tonight. So that'll be 4 total that are sleeping in our beds, so that we're not freezing to death. The other ones will stay warm in their beds. They've got big thick dog beds in there, and they got a blanket covering their kennels. So I'm mostly worried about me, so I'm letting our mama dog, our fluffy dog, Tallulah, I'm letting her sleep with us tonight, since she's the warmest and the fluffiest of the doggies, and she'll keep us warm. She normally wants to sleep on top of the blankets, which I'm fine with, and then if one of the other dogs gets cold, they can always snuggle with her and stay warm. So yeah, it sucks. There's a business in town that the majority of their seating's outside, and I'm not sure they thought about what they were going to do for the winter time. They haven't even been open have they been open a year? I guess they have. I don't know what they did last year, but I guess they have been open at least a year. But didn't look like anybody was in their restaurant. I mean, that's kind of how it goes when most of your seating is patio. So anyway, I've been thinking about that dream that I had last night, and it's really just, I don't know, it's one of those dreams that sticks with me. I had another dream a long time ago, and this is actually weird. It happened the same day that the Space Shuttle Columbia, it broke apart on re-entry over Texas and blew up and scattered a bunch of pieces, and of course killed the astronauts. And that morning I woke up because I heard a loud boom sound, and that was actually it. When it I guess when it came back in the atmosphere, the way it hit caused that sound. I'm not 100% sure, but I had this dream that I was in a 7-Eleven with this girl with long brown hair, and a song by the band Chicago came on, and she's like, "Oh my God, I love Chicago. They're one of my favorite bands." And I was like, "Me too." And I just like instantly fell in love with this faceless brown-haired girl. And for the longest time, this was way before I met my wife, and which she says she's blonde. She's not technically a brunette, but and that's normally what I go for, brunettes. So anyway, I remember for the longest time thinking, I have to find this girl. She's got to exist somewhere, so I've got to find her. And of course, I never actually found her. This mystery girl never like appeared or anything. And I dated some brunette girls and some blondes, and none of them ended up being that person. I figured what it was is I have a lot of deja vu, so I'll have dreams about stuff, and then I'll have something that's very similar or feels very similar, and it'll trigger remembering pieces of a dream. and it kind of lines up with what's going on. And I was hoping that's what this was, is that this was something that was going to actually happen, and it never did. But so this dream was just kind of weird, and of course it's never going to happen because one of the people in it passed away a few years ago. So it's not like they're just going to come back to life and this is all going to happen. So, but it was still nice to have a dream about somebody and remember them, especially when I hadn't thought about them or my other friend in a really long time. So that was actually nice. I actually woke up like feeling good that I had that dream. So, and it's not too often that I remember my dreams, or if I do, it's usually the bad ones, and it's not always the good ones. It's very rarely the good ones, and that one was a really good one. Strange, but it was really good. So anyway, I'm gonna go into Pizza Hut and get my pizza and go home and eat it. I used to get wings here all the time, and I quit because the last time I got wings I got sick. I'm really thinking about getting like boneless wings, because they're fried versus the other ones are run through the oven, and I don't think they ran them all the way through, or the chicken was bad, one of the two. So anyway, I'm gonna go in and get some food and then go home and stay warm. And if you're somewhere where it's cold, stay indoors. It's too freaking cold, and we're not used to it here. We normally don't get cold weather until closer to the end of December, and in January and February it's usually pretty cold. So we have some time to get used to it. This year, not so much. It happened, a week before Thanksgiving. So anyway, thank you all for watching. I mean it from the bottom of my heart. I appreciate every view that I get, and every subscriber that I get. I don't make anything off these videos, even though they are monetized. So I really do appreciate. It's just for the art at this point. It's not for money. That's for sure. Otherwise, I would be doing a lot more to promote my channel and getting sponsorships. At this point, I don't really care about that. I just enjoy doing this and sharing a piece of my life with all of you. So if you haven't subscribed, the reason you want to subscribe is that under your subscriptions on the right side, down at the bottom, or is it left side? I always say right side because I'm pointing to the right. It's the left side. I always forget everything's backwards. So down here on the left side, so ignore me when I say right side, it's the left side. On your subscriptions, when I add something to the channel, it'll show up there. It'll show one, like after this one gets uploaded, it'll show a 1. If I like something, it'll show up. If I share somebody else's video, it'll show up with a number, how many ever changes have been made to that channel. So it's how you know when I've added something new. So make sure you subscribe. Click like if you like the videos. If there's something in it that you really liked, hit that like button. I know that the stupid comment section sucks. So if you don't want to leave a comment, but you do want to comment, feel free to send me a direct email on YouTube. That's not a problem. You can ask some other people. I usually answer back. Sometimes it takes me a couple of days, but I normally answer everybody back. I will reply to you. Or you can follow me on Twitter. It's YouTube_Frank, and you can always talk to me there. If you follow me there and let me know that you watch my videos or that you subscribe, I will follow you back. And I signed up for Ask.fm today, and so sometime in the future I'll give you guys a task to go out and ask questions, and then what I'll do is answer them on there, and then I'll film it as part of my vlog. I'll talk about the questions and the answers, so that'll come up sometime in the future. I just signed up for that today. So anyway, I hope everybody had a good Friday. Mine wasn't too bad. I was so ready to get out of work because I was so afraid it was gonna ice over, and I bad enough driving in the rain, let alone the ice. But my Friday's been pretty good, so I'm gonna relax this weekend, and I will see you all tomorrow.